commitments in the Western region with with government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura emphasizing a sweeping rollout of a national project in Kakamega County. Speaking during yesterday during his tour, Mwaura announced that the 700 million Ekolomani gold mine will now be fully overseen by the national government, with the revenues shared among the state, the county administration, and also the local community in that area. And he further revealed that more than 24 mega projects, including roads, bridges, airstrips, affordable housing units, and also industrial parks, are currently underway as part of the efforts to accelerate the economic growth in that region.
A factory here, roads, bridges, airstrips, modern markets, affordable housing, water supply, industrial parks, fishing and energy projects, amongst other ongoing across the 4 counties of Kakamega, Bungoma, Vihiga, and Busia. Today, we are here as the Office of the Government spokesperson. Our efforts is to ensure that these projects, for the residents of Kakamega, will be able to help them to appreciate the government's efforts.
Elsewhere, the Internal Security Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen is issuing a stern, or has issued yesterday a stern warning, and saying that the government will not tolerate any form of violence or chaos ahead of the upcoming by-elections. Speaking as campaigns intensify across the affected regions, Murkomen affirmed that security agencies are fully prepared to ensure order before, during, and also after the polls. His remarks comes amid rising political temperatures, with the CS insisting that every citizen must be guaranteed a peaceful environment to exercise their democratic rights. As we keep on, is that across the country, thousands of Kenyans turned out for the National Police Service day one, that is recruitment drive held at 427 centers, but the exercise was not without challenges. After a High Court ruling lifted an earlier suspension, the race to fill 10,000 police officer constable positions kicked off earlier yesterday morning. In Baringo, the turnout remained surprisingly low, while many hopeful were turned away for lacking minimum academic qualification. In Kisii, Nyamira, and Bomet, some of the former NYS trainees expressed disappointment after failing to secure an automatic advantage they believe that their service could provide. Meanwhile, the IPOA has deployed officers nationwide to monitor the process and ensure transparency and also fairness as the recruitment continued yesterday.
We have not had any ugly incident except for one certified ex-NYS disgruntled member who did not meet the qualification and decided to throw tantrums around before he was removed from the recruitment center.
Mimi hapa kila siku natolewa wakisema mimi ni mfupi. Kwa nini? Mimi nimeona mapolisi kama mimi wafupi. Mbona watu wengine wanatoa hapa hivi? Mbona hiyo si nini? Hiyo si ni corruption ilifanyika kama wanasema mimi ni mfupi na watu wengine wako kama mimi. Kwani hao watu wengine walitumia nini ndio wakaingia kama mimi?
Elsewhere in Nyamira County, excitement filled the air as 100 of aspiring officers arrived before the sunrise for that is yesterday's nationwide police recruitment, and also the exercise part of the nationwide effort to bolster the country's security was held at Nyamira Primary, where the recruitment panel Chair Daniel Ngetich assured candidates and the public that the process would remain open, free, and fair. The National Police Service said it is committed to transparency, and as it seeks to fill the 10,000 new positions across the country.
I'm Daniel Ngetich, the chair of the recruiting panel at Nyamira South, the primary school. We arrived here early in the morning around 6, and we got a good number of recruits, those who are coming to try their luck. despite the fact that the turnout is not as expected, but we got a good number of 400 recruits, and we've gone on very well. We started with checking of their documents and the eligibility that had been advertised, the selection criteria that the National Police is following, and so far so good. We've done well. We are now in the stage of physical fitness, then we head to medical, and then we now get to the number. We are targeting to recruit a good number of officers from this place, especially those ones from NYS. And so far so good, we have a good number of them, and we'll make sure that all the selection criteria have been followed, fairness and everything that is under the Constitution, that is chapter 232 of the Constitution is followed, so that we get the best for the National Police Service. Otherwise, all since morning, we've been doing very well.
Elsewhere, a bold call to action is emerging from Kisii County, where the women representative Donya Dori Saburi is spearheading a fresh campaign against escalating cases of teenage pregnancy and also gender-based violence. Addressing the press at her office yesterday, Aburi revealed the ongoing engagement with girls aged between 15 and above, many of them survivors of the abuse or earlier pregnancy. She urged the government to enforce stricter legal action against the against those who accuse them and also damage them, and announced a bill she has tabled to strengthen the penalties for GBV offenders. Aburi further pledged to support school re-entry programs for young mothers and also ensure they are enrolled in health insurance schemes to safeguard their well-being and that of their infants.
So huu mkutano wa leo watoto wako defile, na kwa sababu wenye wanafanya hili tendo watoto wanasema hapo walinitoroka, wengine wakaniblock, they are not supporting the children. Mimi naona ingewezekana tu yule mwanaume anapatikana na defile afanyiwe hii castration, juu afanyi msichana moja ana defile hapa, anaenda na defile. Wamejaza watoto wengi wenye maisha yao tutawaribu hapo mbeleni, na mnaweza pata ni wagonjwa. It is so wrong that ndio kitu ifanyike. Hebu tuangalie nchi zingine kama ng'ambo, wao wanatupigia simu wanasema hizi nchi tunaishi, they protect the children more than the parents, they protect the women more than anything. Hawa watu wanajua mtu hawezi kukupiga hata slap. Sasa huku nchi yetu tumewachilia mtu ana defile, ni kama tu jogo inatoka boma hii ikienda boma nyingine. It has to be a harsh penalty. Ndo watoto wetu wasiishi namna hii. Wamekuja na wazazi wao, wazazi hata hawana uwezo, mmejionea uzuri. So you are fathers, I know fathers, you love your daughters. Ukisikia mtoto wako amedefailiwa, utapiga makofi useme huyo mama ameongea mbaya, tufinywe. Mfinywe kabisa, yani kama inawezekana mtu unafinywa mpaka unasikia uchungu umefinywa. Ndio watu waache kudefile hao watu. It has to be harsh. And by the way, I have my sexual offences bill. It went through the first reading, inakuja the second reading. Hiyo ina propose tunakuwa na all sensitization yote inafanyika kwa mashule, awareness, watoto wanafunzwa. Hakuna mtu anakufanyia FGM. Hii mambo ya teen pregnancy mnaambiwa life after it, how to do the prevention. So the bill is about to task the Ministry of Education ifanye public awareness in all schools, watoto wajue about this thing. Juu kuna wale ukuwa defiled immediately wanaoga, wanaharibu evidence. Na wale wenye wana defile wanaambiwa utafungwa forever, watakosa kufanya hili jambo. So that is why we call these kids around. Serikali itawapeleka shule, watakuwa registered free for SHA, so that their kids can access any service they need from
The political arena is that from Nyamira County is that a political storm is brewing in Nyamira after the former member of parliament Vincent Kemosi accused his successor Stephen Mogaka of failing to allocate bursary funds to Bosiango Secondary School during the last financial year. Speaking at the funeral in Bosiango village, Kemosi claimed that the school received no NGCDF support, triggering backlash from the constituency's CDF fund manager Samson Mayaka. Mayaka dismissed the allegations as a political misinformation, asserting that the official records show the school received 381,000, and also the revelation have now ignited a debate over transparency and political rivalry in the management of the constituency development funds.
Hapa leo kwa ofisi kwa sababu ya kujibu mjumbe mwenye alikuwa hapo awali Honorable Kemosi wakati alikuwa huko Bosiango kwa mazishi fulani, akasema Mheshimiwa Steve apeani pasali. Mimi nataka kumjibu vizuri, kumwambia sisi hapa kwa ofisi tulipeana pasali ya milioni 44 na kila mwanafunzi mwenye aliitisha pasali alipata. Kama Bosiango nilisikia huyo mheshimiwa akisema alipigia mwalimu mkuu akamwambia pasali haikupeanwa. So nataka kuambia watu wetu kwamba tulitoa pasali huko Bosiango ya shilingi 1380. Hiyo inamaanisha wale watoto wote ambao walitoa maoni wanataka pasali wote walipata. Na nataka kuambia huyo mheshimiwa kwamba kama anataka kutafuta kura aaje kutumia uongo kutafuta kura. Na tulimepigia principal kujua kwamba yeye ndiye alimuelezea bila alisema alimpigia kura, alimpigia simu. Principal tumempigia amesema yeye hata hawajawahi ongea na huyo mheshimiwa. Kwa hivyo hiyo mambo alikuwa anaongea huko kwa mazishi ni mambo ya uongo. Na nataka kuambia wanasiasa, kama unataka kupata mileage ya siasa, wacha kutumia uongo kudanganya watu. Vile niko hapa saa hii nitawaonyesha hizi. Wakati tulipeana pasali, tuliambia walimu wote, principals walete receipts zenye walikadia wanafunzi wakati walipata. Na hizo receipts zote sababu yangu ziko hapa na tunajua hao watoto wote walipata pasali. Na hata ukiangalia hapa, hii ni acknowledgement letter ilitoka kwa shule na inaonyesha vizuri sana tulipeana 380,000. Na huko kwa hiyo shule bado tuko na watoto watatu ambao wanalipiwa na CDF pesa yote, wako kwa full scholarship. Na ninajua vizuri sana katika hiyo regime iliyopita hizo vitu hawakuwa na, hata hiyo mambo ya scholarship hata ukiwauliza hawakuwa nayo. Lakini mheshimiwa kuna hiyo mpango kwa wale watoto ambao hawajiwezi, wanapewa pesa, wanalipiwa pesa school fees yote kwa jumla. So mimi nataka kuapili kwa leaders wale ambao wanataka kura saa 2027 watumie ukweli na watumie excuse. Na waambie watu ni nini watawafanyia. Waache kusema vitu ambavyo ni sawa.
As we cross borders to Migori County, is that in Migori County, optimism ran high as hundreds of young people from Sona East flocked to Kadika Comprehensive School for the National Police recruitment exercise. Led by the senior officer, Nicholas Nderutu, the process drew a significant number of NYS service graduates who were given priority during the initial assessments. For many of the enthusiastic youths joined the police service represents a long-awaited opportunity for the employment and also the national service as the government seeks to strengthen security and also create jobs for the country's growing youth population.
We are born 2 or 3.
By stage, naangalia vitu nataja. Relax. Sikaa tu stage na relax na ufanye hivi. Jaribu tu ukata tu vitu ndani. One more. Wewe.
Kama wewe ni graduate na unataka kazi, hatutakufukuza. Ni kumaanisha tunataka kitu gani? Good. Form 4 certificate. Hata kama wewe ni graduate, we have no problem. But nimesema we are recruiting police constable. Watu ya NYS wako hapa? NYS inua mkono. Mimi nataka mkono juu. Watu ya Suna East, this time we are very fortunate. The government has considered X. Nimesema X, sio ile ana train X NYS. Wanatikikana kuingia 4,000 out of 10,000. Sio ni namba kubwa. So wale wako hapa wako na bahati. Wacha niseme hivyo kwa sababu nimeona ni wachache. Na yao ni tofauti. Hata recruitment yao tutafanya tofauti. Kwa sababu yao ni special. This time it's special. Sawa? So ukiona tumeweka watu ya NYS kado ni kwa sababu hata form zao zile wanajaza na kila kitu it's different.
We move on, the regional integration and also economic expansion are taking center stage as the 25th East African Business Exhibition concludes with the strong calls for deeper cooperation among the member states. Leaders attending the event emphasized that the need for corrective strategies to strengthen a trade network and also create more employment opportunities across East Africa. Speaking during the closing ceremony, the Cabinet Secretary for Micro and Small Enterprises, Wycliffe Oparanya, urged the government to unlock entrepreneurial opportunities for the youth, saying this remains the most effective path to addressing the region's growing unemployment crisis.
Here in Kenya, we have also established the MSME Connect, which is a platform that the Kenyan government is interacting with the stakeholders in the MSME sector so that we are able to listen to them, to see what their problems are, and if there is need for policy, government to come up with a policy in a respective area, to come up with a regulation, to come up with the legislation, we do so that this economy, this sector is able to grow.
Sababu ya malengo manne, lakini mawili kati ya malengo ilikuwa ni soko la pamoja na umoja wa forodha. Tulipo hapa siku ya leo tunaona hizi biashara ndogo zinaendelea hapa, inathibitisha kwamba maono ya wale waanzishi wa jumuiya yalikuwa ni ya kufana.
Elsewhere, back to Nyamira County, political temperatures are rising in Nyamira County after Bunyabatuta Ward MCA Julius Matwere tabled an impeachment or a fresh impeachment motion seeking to remove the governor Amos Nyaribo from office. In the motion presented to the county assembly yesterday morning, his third attempt in the 2-year, Matwere accused the governor of violating the law and abusing his authority. The assembly is expected expected to debate the churches that is today, setting the stage for the tense showdown that could once again test the county's political stability.
Honorable Julius Kimomi Matwere, Member of County Assembly, representing Wanyamatuta, filed Gazette Notice number 231 of 14th November 2025. Honorable Matwere.
I wish to give notice of motion for removal of Honorable Amos Kimomi Maribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, from office by way of impeachment on the following grounds. Number one, gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya and other laws. And two, abuse of office. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order. Next order.
Adjournment.
Honorable members, the House stands adjourned until Tuesday, 18th November 2025 at exactly 9:30 a.m.
Elsewhere, the national government is proposing the new tax measures targeting youth-owned startup in a move that is, to officials say, will help streamline the compliance and also boost economic growth. Susan Mangeni, the PS for Cooperative and also MSMEs Development, said the consultations are underway to simplify the legal requirement and also the lower licensing costs for budding entrepreneurs. According to the ministry, the plan is to create a more enabling business environment by reducing the bureaucratic hurdles and also supporting young innovators as they build small enterprises.
Having those conversations, and that's why on the day of disbursement we want to create a forum that brings together the leaders from both the county governments and the national governments to look at how best can we create a conducive and an enabling business environment where these young entrepreneurs, remember there are going to be young entrepreneurs coming in, they will not be scared, they'll be encouraged.
Ni kampuni gani ingependa mtu ambayo ana insight watu? Ni kampuni gani angependa mtu ambayo ni wa matusi? Kwa hivyo pia watumie simu yao vizuri the young people, so that they do not find themselves in trouble in future.
As we wrap it up, is that Kenyan families can now mark their calendars as the government confirmed that the results for the 2025 grade 9 that is KJSEA transition examination will be released on December 11th. The Basic Education PS Julius Bitok made the announcement while overseeing the opening of KCSE exams continuous in Kikuyu earlier yesterday morning. He noted that schools placement for the more than 1.1 million candidates will follow a week later with the admission letters issued before Christmas. Bitok assured the parents that the transition to senior school, secondary schools scheduled for January 19th will be seamless, and also reaffirmed that the government's free education policy remains intact despite an unprecedented, that is 3.4 exam candidates this year.
The fair on the 11th, and within 1 week after that we do our placement, after which we expect them to get their letters before Christmas. And we expect them to report on the 12th of January. That is the plan. All our learners will continue enjoying free primary education, free day secondary education, and the policy has not changed. Let me make that very, very clear. We are still offering free, and there's no change in fees whatsoever. And if there will be any change in fees, which the government will announce,
And that is where we wrap it up for the morning report, maybe to go through some trending stories here and there before we get back to the morning mingo. And in the morning mingo, as I had earlier informed you, that we are going to talk about the digital detox, that is taking breaks from our screens, and that is what we are going to discuss this morning after the trending stories and from what is going on our social media platforms, and also what is people are talking about. Remember yesterday there were reports and also being confirmed that some of the government entities, including the State House portal, were being hacked yesterday, and also that's something also we saw on our newspapers. But to keep going from what has been happening yesterday from the recruitment of the police officers. Yesterday, a 27-year-old man protested a police recruitment exercise in Kaparanet, claiming that he has repeatedly rejected for being too short, and a video that has been trending on social media, and of course we have seen Kenyans reacting on it, and he was claiming and asking, is he the only short person in that recruitment, or he has been seeing shorter people in police, that is in the National Police Service, and already who are in uniform and also working with the government. And even he was asking the president that is he the only one who is shorter, and he had tried it for the 8 years down the line, not garnering a chance. But we'll be waiting and see if he will be making it to to the National Police Service as a recruit, and that of course brought a lot of discussions on social media. Maybe to get one of the comments that some of the Kenyans mentioned, that it's a matter this matter is on the table, and of course our able officers will look into the matter, but the discipline is paramount. That is one of the Kenyans who are talking from what we have seen or from the video that has been trending elsewhere, is that the Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni has urged the United Opposition parties to field candidates of good character, warning that UDA plans to buy opponents in the 2027 elections so their candidates can run unopposed. And that is a statement coming from the Secretary General of the Jubilee Party, that is Jeremiah Kioni, saying that the United Opposition should be fielding candidates who are sober and of good character, giving a warning that the UDA or the United Democratic Alliance is planning to buy opponents ahead of the 2027 elections so that his candidate can remain unopposed. Elsewhere from Tanzania is that the president of Tanzania was giving or was appointing the ministers in his cabinet, and he appointed her daughter Wahu Havid Ameria as the deputy minister of education, and her son-in-law Mohamed Mchengerwa as the health minister, and also the two are husband and wife. Something that has remained a discussion on social media platforms, and also the ex-president Jakaya Kikwete's son Ridhiwani Kikwete has been appointed to be the minister for the governance by President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Of course, it has left the widespread discussions on social media platforms, more so naming her daughter as the deputy minister for education, and also her son-in-law Mohamed Mchengerwa as the health minister. And that is now something that people are saying it is not changing the notion that that has been said that African countries and also African leaders and also presidents, they want to be on the they want to be on power, that is to remain in power forever, and by naming their family members to be ministers, and also even to be special and also to be some prominent leaders in the country, giving an example of Tanzania, and also what is happening in Uganda, and what we have seen in Tanzania. Somebody mentioned that this still does not change the fact that there are 49 million kangaroos in Australia and also 3.5 million people in Uruguay, which means if the kangaroos attacked Uruguay, each person would have a fight, each person would have to fight 14 kangaroos. You know, some of the comments that Kenyans are giving on social media platforms. Of course, as we move on, some of the videos we are seeing from on social media, more so on the recruitment that happened yesterday. The anger erupted amongst the youth in Thiati sub-county when the police recruitment in Kora over inclusion of outsiders, when they were saying that some people who are not from the area were being included in the police recruitment, thus leaving their own people left out from being recruited as police officers. And also elsewhere, there's some of the stories that have been going on more so, of course, from Nyamira County. That is the third impeachment motion against the current governor of Nyamira County, Amos Kemomi Nyaribo, citing misconduct and also irregular appointments, was tabled by the MCA Julius Kimomi Matwere amid of the 382 million EAC corruption probe, and also deliberations resume today as they are going to have a debate and also the motion over the impeachment that has been tabled in the county. And maybe we don't know what will be the outcome as we will be waiting and see what will be happening in Nyamira County, where some of the people were saying that MCAs bado wanataka pesa and that is business to be done and that is how they want to be rewarded, and also others saying that it's high time for Nyamira County to recess from this. Some people are terming as stupid politics in the county to ensure that they are working and also delivering on the countrymen of Nyamira County. Remember, it's one of the counties that has been reported to be having worst roads in the area. And elsewhere, the Member of Parliament of Kitutu Chache South, Anthony Kibagendi, has revealed that there is a heavy burden of supporting bereaved families in his constituency, saying that they handle an average of 18 to 23 funerals every week. And Kibagendi explains that he personally contributes to every funeral, and whether the death occurs within or outside the constituency. And he had that whenever the death occurs, he has to give out more so in the Mecha towns, he has to give out 10,000 shillings each and also assist with the transporting of the body home. And the lawmaker notes that this is that the increasing number of funerals reflects the deeper and national crisis in the health sector and also the hard lives the Kenyans are living in. And elsewhere, as we wrap it up to take a break as we prepare for our morning Mingo talk, is that the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka yesterday landed in Malindi ready to lead the United Opposition campaign for Stanley Kenga as the next Member of Parliament in Magarini. That is in the Magarini constituency, and that is where we wrap it up on what has been trending. Of course, we have not covered everything, but because of time, we just do it there. And also, the last one that has been trending is the Nairobi City County government has introduced the new approach of managing illegal parked vehicles, opting to spray the paint, actually to spray paint them instead of using the traditional wheel clamping method, meaning that now it will be seen to be the that is a punishment of you to go and scrap your car to remove the paint that will be being written on it, on the color. For example, we were seeing a very good Mercedes-Benz being written on that is the back windscreen that with the red color, and maybe that is giving, or it's one way of making them know that they should not be parking anywhere or where they are not supposed to be doing their parking. And that is where I wrap it up for the morning report and also the trending stories. I'm Jeff Nyakundi. Don't go too far because there is a lot that we have organized for you, having a discussion on the digital detox that is taking a break from the screens. Don't go too far, and also ensure that you are going to you keep on following on our social media platforms, that is Ndizi TV Africa, as well as engaging on us with us on our SMS number, that is 21575. Not forgetting that you can also engage with us on our WhatsApp number 0711 19 98 90. I will be back with the discussion this morning.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Being healthy is a strive everybody longs for. Human beings will spend their time online searching remedies for conditions challenging them. Some will go to medical facilities seeking medical help, while others will use herbal means to keep their health hazards. I am Chemutai Kirui, and every week on Afya Yetu, we open the doors for life-changing conversations from wellness and nutrition, preventing diseases, managing chronic illnesses, and even mental health. We bring expert advice, real-life stories, and practical solutions that touch every part of your life. Join me, Chemutai Kirui, on Ndizi TV Africa Afya Yetu Health Show every Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and be part of the change.
What's up, my beautiful people? They call me Ems Manvuke, and this month on day 28 Ndizi TV Africa pamoja na Camel Park wanakuletea chill party and talent show auditions live hapa ndani ya Camel Park, na kiingilio ni shilingi 200 peke yake per head. Alafu saidia kama umeweza kulipa that 200 Kenya shillings unapata free swimming. In the same time, kama ni mzazi kwa pale nyumbani, unaweza leta watoto wako wakuja waweze kujienjoy. Tuko na bouncing castle, tuko na water balloons, tuko na mamba, tuko na tortoise. In the same time, unaweza kuwa na fun as a family. So don't forget, mark your calendar on this month, date 28, ambayo itakuwa na Friday. Tutakuwa na show babu kubwa. Show yenyewe itakuwa ni chill party and talent show audition humu ndani ya Camel Park, the Bride of Kisii.
Eastlands, yo, we had the mic. Westlands, yo, we had the mic.
Naam, ni wakati wa kusikiza sauti inayobeba maono, busara na hali halisi ya kisiasa humu nchini. Karibu katika kipindi Sauti ya Uongozi. Hapa tutakuwa tunazungumza na viongozi kujieleza katika hali halisi ya yale ambayo waliahidi kuyafanya, na bila shaka kukupa wewe mtazamaji nafasi ya kuzungumza kama mwananchi wa kawaida kwa yale ambayo waliahidi kuyafanya katika maendeleo humu nchini.
But after making the payment, they deleted. Now, what kind of accounting is that? Because you are supposed to maintain the details of whoever you paid, so that the figures can balance.
Watu ambao wanafanyiwa sio kwamba ni wale wananchi wote ambao wako pale wanafanyiwa ile funding, ni makundi haswa. Na zile pesa kufika katika makundi ikamfikia mwananchi yule ambaye alikuwa anachangiwa akapata kiasi kidogo cha pesa. Ina maana kule kuzurula, ule msururu wa kuzunguka inakuwa ni kama ni null and void kwa mwananchi, anaiona kwamba analagaiwa.
If you graduated in 2016 and somebody graduated in 2020, the 2016 was to be given priority to get that job. But nowadays, members of parliament have taken over. They get the letters, they dish them in funerals, others they sell them to the highest bidder.
Kila wiki tutakuletea mahojiano ya kina na viongozi kutoka sekta mbalimbali na jamii kwa ujumla. Je, Unajiuliza maswali, ni kipi ambacho kinajiri nyuma ya pasia la uongozi? Basi hapa ndipo unapaswa kukaa, mkao wa kutazama na kusikiza. Usikose Sauti ya Uongozi kila siku ya Jumamosi kuanzia saa 1 jioni hadi saa 3 jioni. Ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa, nami Jeff Nyakundi. Sauti ya Uongozi. Tunazungumza, tunajenga, tunabadilika.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake parts kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606.
Je, wajua kwamba mapishi si kazi tu ila ni sanaa? Njoo tujifunze mapishi mapya katika runinga ya Ndizi TV Africa. Hapa ndipo tunapika, tunajifunza, tunakula, tunasherehekea na kucheka kidogo. Ungana nami kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia mida ya saa 2 usiku katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Hapa ndipo tutakuwa tunapika vyakula mbalimbali ambavyo vitakuwa vinanukia kama vile mchuzi wa nyanya, tunapika kuku kitunguu, tunapika wet fry na vyakula vingi zaidi. Njoo tujifunze pamoja na tulete ubunifu jikoni katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Ungana nami Ronalfa katika kipindi cha Pishi Bora, tulete ubunifu jikoni.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa. Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa. Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Kila jamii hapa Afrika, yani chini ya jua duniani, ina chimbuko lake. Ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa katika kujua utamaduni wako ndani ya Utamaduni Afrika. Tutaangazia kila jamii, tukianza na jamii ya Abagusi ambayo iko chini ya Bantu, jamii ya Mkamba, jamii ya Waluo. Vile vile tutaangazia kuhusiana na jamii ya Masai. Tutataka kujua ni mbona jamii inaenzi ama ni mbona kila jamii inaenzi mila na tamaduni zake, na vipi hizi mila na desturi zina umuhimu gani katika utamaduni. Utapata mpaka leo jamii ya Masai inaenzi sana ufugaji wa mifugo. Kuna jamii ambazo zinaendeleza mila ambazo zimepitwa na wakati, mfano ukeketaji wa wasichana, kitu ambacho jamii nyingi hazienzi kamwe, kukeketa wasichana. Haya yote kuhusu mila na desturi na utamaduni ni ndani ya kipindi Utamaduni Afrika katika runinga unayoenzi Ndizi TV Afrika, kila siku ya Alhamisi saa 2 usiku. Kipindi kinaletwa kwako na Mwita Peter. Usikose.
Umekuwa ukitafuta chuo ambacho kipo mahali tulivu, cha kisasa na kinachotoa mafunzo yatakayokuwezesha kupata kazi nyakati hizi, na kina walimu waliohitimu. Bahas Camel Park Training College ndicho chuo hicho. Wana courses za diploma na certificate kama housekeeping management, tourism management, food and beverage sales management, fashion design, cosmetology, information communication technology, graphic design, film production, broadcast journalism, marketing management, business management na zingine nyingi. Pia wana short courses kama vile computer packages, front office management, digital marketing, video editing na zingine nyingi. Admission inaendelea. Mwandikie barua msimamizi mkuu wa chuo hicho pamoja na vyeti vyako vya KCSE au result slip. Pia unaweza jisajili mtandaoni kwa tovuti yetu ya www.camelparkcollege.co.ke au upige simu kwa 0755386594 au 0753915354. Tupo katika barabara ya Kisii Kilgoris. Camel Park Training College, empowering excellence, inspiring innovation.
Every Wednesday night, join me for powerful stories and informative stories that will touch your heart and also will be informative on Ndizi TV Africa, where we will be having able and ambitious. Join us as we empower voices that need to be heard and also encourage the inclusive voices in the society, one story at a time. We educate, we inspire, we break barriers and remind the world that disability is not inability. Tune in to Ndizi TV Africa every Wednesday as from 8 p.m. as we celebrate and empower the able and ambitious in our society. Ndizi TV Africa, beyond Africa.
Unatazama Ndizi
Ndizi TV.
Katika maisha ya kila siku, changamoto za kisheria sikosekani. Iwe ni haki zako kazini, masuala ya ndoa, mikataba mbalimbali, hata kwenye ardhi. Karibu kwenye Sheria na Jamii, kipindi kinachochambua masuala ya kisheria kwa undani zaidi. Hapa tutakuwa na wachambuzi wa sheria wa kusaidia wewe mpenzi mtazamaji kuelewa ni kipi kile sheria ya Kenya inasema.
Ni vizuri utumie sheria ambazo zimewekwa, the laws that are in place to help you control the properties even when you are dead.
Kwa mob justice, wale ambao wanahusika katika mob justice wanaweza kuletwa mbele ya mahakama na wakafunguliwa mashtaka, either iwe ni murder, a murder charge or a manslaughter charge.
Kila siku ya Jumapili kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 3 usiku hapa ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa, nami Jeff Nyakundi. Sheria na Jamii, tukielewa sheria tunajenga jamii yenye haki.
Boys and girls, welcome to Ndizi Juniors, the show made just for you. I am Chemutai Kiri, and with me is
Lydia Mose. That's right. Every week we bring you fans, games, learning and stories that will make you smile and grow.
From exciting challenges, amazing talents, and lessons for your everyday use.
Join us every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Ndizi Juniors.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo. Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
All right, welcome back again this morning, being that 8 minutes past 8 a.m. as we move on the morning mingle. And whatever we are discussing or we are discussing this morning is all about digital detox, that is taking breaks from the screens. And this is something that, as I earlier on mentioned, that of course it is something that we are used to talking about the Gen Zs and also the digital era. people are on their screens for several hours until others they sleep with their phones, and then they wake up, they find that whatever they were having a look at is still there, and then they continue. Maybe something, an habit that we may need to at least take a break of it a little bit. And also remember that we can be able to have you can be able to engage with us on our social media platforms as Ndizi TV Africa, and also on our WhatsApp number, that is 0711 19 98 90. Not forgetting that you can send an SMS via SMS number, that is 21575, and also engaging on our YouTube channel where we are coming live. And of course, this morning I'm joined by my colleague Chemtai Kirui, where we are going to have a discussion on this: what and why should we have a break from the screens? And before I give her a chance to say hi, of course, the weekend has been long, and also the days have been long. It has been raining, and also the chilly morning. What we need to understand about this detox, that is the digital detox, is about a period of intentionally taking a break or refraining from using the technology, particularly the screens, to reduce the stress and also improve mental and physical well-being. And in today's discussion, we are going to discuss more about what we can call as the hyper-connected world. And this practice helps to restore the balance, compact feelings of digital overload, and also foster the healthier relationship with the devices. Of course, utapata mtu amewatch zaidi, na leta natakwambia nasikia kama kichwa inaniuma hapa kwa macho. And what does that mean, and what can we be able to do? Also engage with us on the platforms that I've mentioned earlier. Chemtai, good morning.
Good morning to you, Jeffrey.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You look good.
Thank you. Thank you.
The weekend has been okay?
Yeah, very.
Yeah. Maybe you can say hi to our followers and also those who are watching as we kickstart this discussion on the digital detox.
Good morning, Kenya, and welcome back to Ndizi TV Africa. I am Chemtai Kirui, like Jeff said. And you know, Jeff, this morning we are going to talk about something that many people should really adhere to. I wish people knew that some of the things that they go through, some of the uncomfortable things that they go through in their day-to-day life is because of the blue screen. Like you said, mtu unakaa kwa screen and then later you feel like your head is hanging somewhere above your neck. It's not even connected. You just feel like your head is not part of your body. Or maybe your eyes are too heavy that you just need to sleep, but you cannot sleep. Or sometimes you want to go to bed. It's time for you to go to bed, but you cannot sleep. You are in bed, but there is no hakuna usingizi. So you just keep rolling in the bed for about even 3 hours. So that is something that indicates that you have to take a deliberate break from your blue screens, either your phone, your laptops, your TVs, and any other screen that is that is electronic.
Yeah. All right. As I was checking on what we can call the facts on the Spark conversions, that is how people do they try to take a break, and also what they do normally, and mostly is that I was asking myself questions why maybe people should be able to take a break, and also this can be able to either help them to be productive, or they can be able to reduce their stress, maybe whatever they are undergoing. And when I was checking on something, I saw that the short screen breaks are even 1 to 2 minutes in every 20 to 30 minutes that can reduce eye refrain and also boost focus. That is when you are trying to take a break between 20 minutes and 30 minutes whenever you are doing something either on your screen or whatever you are watching. And then 70% of the people say that they want digital detox, but fewer than 20% actually take one regularly. And sometimes out of these 70% people who say that they want the digital detox, sometimes they don't get it because of either whatever they are watching, it's too good, or it's so nice for them. You know,
so addictive.
They are now addicted to it until anasema wacha tu ni angalie tu hii peke yake. Once I'm done nitachukua break, but literally you find that they don't do it generally. And then why do you think people should now think of taking digital taking the digital break?
Jeff, I think first let me say that taking a digital break is something that you decide for yourself, something that you come to your mind and think that I have to deliberately or intentionally do this for myself. Because let me talk about the disadvantages of staying on your blue screens for long hours. Like you said, you are going to have a lot of headaches and migraines. You are going also to stress your eyes too much because of the blue screens. And another thing is your mind is going to lose focus, and your mind is also going to get slower and slower by the time, because you are not really using your mind. You're just there scrolling, researching things, feeding on information that even is not even necessary for you by at that time. So you'll be overdoing things for your mind, things that your mind do not really get to practice the thinking or maybe the focus, because if you are using Google or something else, other features, maybe even ChatGPT, you see that you do not have to think because it is doing the thinking for you. So maybe you just align and analyze the things, something that is already like done for you, because you can still prompt for that. And when someone is also watching movies, you see, those are things that get you too addictive. And even scrolling mindlessly on these social media apps, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, these are things that are so addictive. And when you stay on them continuously or for long hours without taking that break, maybe that 1 or 2 minutes break in every 30 minutes, or some people normally say that they stay on the screen for 20 minutes and then they are going to stay off screen for the next 20 minutes. So you see, in every 40 minutes, you are on the screen and then you are on your break, which is also healthy. But then again, Jeff, it is very important for people to take this break, because one thing, your mind is going to get back to focus. I said, when you do not take a break, your mind is going to lose focus. Your mind is also going to get activated in practicing and thinking, critical thinking, let me say. Critical thinking, because when you are on your screen, Jeff, trust me, you are not going to just stay in one app. You are going to move from one app to another, to another. So there is nothing that is so busy for your mind to do, so it's just going to stay there. And unajua kitu isipotumiwa oftenly inaacha kufanya. So it is the same thing for your brain. When you are not using your brain for critical thinking and to do most of the thinking for yourself, you are using maybe Google or ChatGPT, then your brain is going to get slower.
Then talking about that, maybe I'm thinking now, you have a young kid, maybe you are going to work and then you have the house girl in the house, then kama mtoto ameamuka anampembeleza kwa screen, anamwekea simu na katuni pale, ndio apate time ya kwenda kuosha nguo ama yeye afanye vitu zake zenye anataka. Talking about now, watoto wako holiday and the holiday is long until January, around it is there. And then you find that for maybe as a parent, maybe you have scheduled the way they are supposed to watch the screens or the TV or whatever they are watching at home. But the moment you step out, maybe 7 a.m. in the morning, and also the husband gets out and also you get out as well, then they are on the screen the whole day, even they can forget to take their meals. And talking about the young kids, mwaso wale watoto wachanga ambao wanalelewa, unajua wanapenda sana cartoon. So mtoto amewekewa cartoon for several hours, maybe 7 or 3 or 4 without a break, until utapata mtoto amelala na akaamuka akapata kwanza screen iko pale na anaendelea kuwatch. And is it going to be healthier for these young kids?
No, it is not healthy, because the eyes ya watoto, they are still very active. And the moment you expose them early to long screen hours, especially the TV, like you said, of course they'll get addictive. And children can be stubborn sometimes when you want them maybe to go outside and play, but they want to watch the TV because of their cartoons. So this is something that you are teaching them, and it's not healthy. So I think it's very important for house helps to follow. If there is a schedule for the parent, if maybe the parents made schedules for their children, that at this time they have to be watching TV for maybe about an hour in a day, and then the rest of the time they can spend outside their screen. maybe unless in the evening when parents are watching, maybe the news and the children can join because, you know, they have to spend time together. This is something that the house helps should make sure to follow, because we have seen many instances whereby parents come to social media seeking assistance from doctors, medical doctors, saying that maybe mtoto wangu ana macho yake inashinda ikilia bure. Like they are not even sick, but machozi inatoka. That is not machozi, it is the, I can say it's the effect of the blue screen on the child. Yeah.
And maybe if we can now, as we have just laid that, we can be able to talk as well as also the ways that we can be able to do this digital detox, on the steps that we can be able to follow, and maybe some of the things that one can be looking at and also can be practicing to ensure that this person is taking a break from the screens that and also when I was just doing some little bit research, I was seeing that sometimes taking a break, it doesn't mean that you have to be permanently disconnected. It can be something which is gradual, like a gradual process when you're taking a break, and also you're trying to create boundaries between you and also those gadgets. And maybe for somebody who is working in an office where each and every day from maybe 8 in the morning to around 4 p.m. or 5, yeye tu uko kwa screen, maybe breaking unapata pale ni like 20 minutes for lunch, and also or we're having some duties that require you to be there all the hours. And then sometimes maybe if you may need to be taking that break, there is one thing maybe, as I just mentioned, and also give you Chemtai time to also talk about the others, is that we start with the small and manageable changes that we can manage ourselves. Number one, we can be able to schedule the tech-free times, that is designate specific times each and every day to be free from the devices. And also it could be the first hour of your morning during the meals, and also for the remaining period of the time, that is whenever you're going to bed them. But also Chemtai, you realize that wakati watu wanaenda bedtime, ndio as they are going to sleep, maybe bedroom yake iko na screen ama TV ama akona tablet yake pale, akiingia akasema kwamba this is not the moment, maybe watoto wako hapa kunitusumbua, I can be able to be watching a movie that I like, or do my own thing here in my bedroom. And of course, which sometimes unapata kwamba umefanya ukachoka kuangalia, hata ukalala ujalala vizuri, and then you are waking up in another morning where you need to be running up and down to do some of the chores that you are supposed to. And maybe another thing is about creating, or you create no-phone zones, that is establish certain areas in your home, that is like bedroom or dining tables, or as off limit of screens. We have seen during lunchtime or supper, you know, your mom is serving food, and then anaita kila mtu anaitika tu, but nobody's moving. And then you find from the husband to the kids, wako tu kwa simu, kila mtu wako kwa simu yake. The mom is calling so and so, and then you have seen maybe from the clips we've been seeing on social media, you know, the mother comes with a plate ready to serve the food, and then for you to eat, you have to surrender your phone until you maybe finish eating. Then you take a break. That is when you can be allowed to use the devices again. And maybe some of these, Chemtai, you can add some of the ways that we can be able to detox ourselves from the digital devices that we use.
Before we go into the steps, Jeff, I wish to emphasize that this is something that concerns mostly, or maybe depends mostly on your self-discipline. Because even if you set the rules for yourself and you are not disciplined enough to stick into the rules, then you are just going to be among the 70% who are going to set the rules for their detox, but they are not practicing it.
Yes.
But if you are disciplined enough, then you'll be among the 20% who are aiming so hard to improve the number, or maybe to raise the number of people who set their time for screen detox and they are sticking into it. Jeff, we know that this is something that is not very easy, especially in this generation, because most of us depends on our phones, on the internet for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, in our work, for entertainment, to get information on what is happening everywhere else. You know, we are at work, we are not here with our parents. So we have to maybe call them and know how they are doing, what they need, you know. Get to know how your cousins are doing. They are away, maybe others are abroad. So you're not going to tell me that it's really possible for you to completely stay away from your phone maybe for a day.
Yeah.
It is not. But in that day, in the 24 hours that you have, you can set even up to 2 hours during the day for you to stay away from your screen. And then another very important thing that people do not know, your time for eating and your time to go to bed is not the ideal time for you to stay in your screen maybe for longer hours just because you have the time. You think you have the time, but when you are on your screen and you are eating, Jeff, let me say, the phone is going to take more of your time than the eating. Hata utakula ufike mahali and you feel like, I think I am good to go. Unaacha chakula. The next thing will happen in your next meal, and it will be repeatedly. So itafika mahali your body needs more food, but you do not know it, because one thing, when you're on your phone or your screens, you are not productive. So your energy does not tell you that you need more food. Unless when you start getting sick now, is then when you will know that, oh, I have been under dieting myself. Yeah. Another thing is time when people are going to bed. It is very healthy for people to stay away from their screen at least 1 hour before going to bed, because research has shown that when you use your blue screens just before going to bed, maybe umeingia kwa kitanda, but still you are using your tablet or maybe your phone, or you're watching your TV in your bedroom and you are still in bed, you want to go to sleep, but your time when hujapata usingizi ndo unatumia kuwatch, that thing is going to delay your sleep for even after 3 hours. So it is healthy if you want to go to bed by 11 p.m. You want to be asleep by 11 p.m. It is very healthy for you that by 9:30 you are away from your phone, so that akili anze kuprocess usingizi. Yeah.
All right. As we keep on moving, I think we can keep our conversation going via our social media platforms, that is Ndizi TV Africa, and also you can engage us through our SMS number 21575, and as well as having a conversation through our WhatsApp number 0711 1998 90, where we can be able to go through your comments later on as we keep on. And now, why do you think we can say benefits of taking breaks from the screens now?
First is productivity. You are going to be more productive because you are going to use your energy, and you are going to be disciplined enough to know that at least siko kwa simu, sasa wacha nifue, acha nikioshe nyumba, ni clean vyombo, and then get ready maybe to go somewhere. Another thing that is very important, your screen tells you that maybe you're chatting with your friends, but that is not a deep connection compared to when you go for meetups with your friends, maybe for coffee hours, evenings, or maybe just for a walk. It is very important that people get to know that speaking with people on the phone, over the phone, or maybe chatting with your friends over the phone is not as a deep connection compared to when you are actually meeting with them in person. And again, Jeff, like I said, staying too much on your screen slows your brain activity. You are not going to be productive either in your thinking, you are working, in everything else. Yeah.
And also maybe some of the other benefits that you can be able to get is that you can have a stronger real world connections that is booting down your phone, as Chenta has just mentioned, that you can be able, as much as you have friends you can be able to be talking to, is not good as the time that you can be able to be meeting them physically as you share out on what either you are undergoing through your life and also trying to do to achieve, and then it can strengthen your relationship with family and and also friends, and also improve communication skills within. And another thing that you can have more, as I've mentioned, that the connection or relationship between the family members. You know, nowadays, if everybody will be on their screen, we cannot even to know how somebody is feeling, maybe within the household you are living, and either your wife, your kids, you cannot even tell what time maybe something has happened because you are ever busy on your screen. Somebody was calling maybe you physically to tell you this is it happening, and you say, I'm coming maybe in the next 5 minutes. Because you want to finish either watching or doing whatever you are reviewing on your phone or your tablet, and sometimes it kills the relationship in the that is within the house. And also it helps to reduce the eye strain and also improve the physical health. As we mentioned earlier, that for you to be healthier, you need to be taking breaks, and also don't overstay in using those gadgets. If the prolonged screens times linked, it can be able to cause the eye strain. Sometimes macho inauma, unasikia kwamba shingo yako kuna vile ambavyo umekaa mpaka you can be able to be feeling some pain, you can be having headaches. The poor sitting postures can cause some discomfort in your body, and it's good for you to discourage or disconnect and also encourage physical activity and relieve these discomforts. As we move on, we would like to take a short break. Once back, we'll be diving more on what now parents can be able to do to ensure that their kids are taking break from their digital gadgets, because you realize, if I am a parent, I'm trying to be very keen on how my kids are going to be using these gadgets, but the moment they step into their bedrooms, maybe I didn't check where they are, but they have their phones, and the whole night maybe msichana ama kijana pale amekuwa akiangalia simu yake mpaka asubuhi. The moment unamwamsha amechoka zaidi. As we take a break, you can be able to engage with us via our social media platform, that is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also X as Ndizi TV Africa. And not forgetting that you can be able to talk to us via our SMS number 21575, and also our WhatsApp number 0711 19 98 90. Let's take a break. We'll be back as we continue with the conversation.
Being healthy is a strive everybody longs for. Human beings will spend their time online searching remedies for conditions challenging them. Some will go to medical facilities seeking medical help, while others will use herbal means to keep their health hazards. I am Chemutai Kirui, and every week on Afya Yetu, we open the doors for life-changing conversations from wellness and nutrition, preventing diseases, managing chronic illnesses, and even mental health. We bring expert advice, real-life stories, and practical solutions that touch every part of your life. Join me, Chemutai Kirui, on Ndizi TV Africa Afya Yetu Health Show every Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and be part of the change.
What's up, my beautiful people? They call me Ems Manvoke, and this month on day 28 Ndizi TV Africa pamoja na Camel Park wanakuletea chill party and talent show auditions live hapa ndani ya Camel Park, na kiingilio ni shilingi 200 peke yake per head. Alafu saidia kama umeweza kulipa that 200 Kenya shillings, unapata free swimming. In the same time, kama ni mzazi kwa pale nyumbani, unaweza leta watoto wako wakuja waweze kujienjoy. Tuko na bouncing castle, tuko na water balloons, tuko na mamba, tuko na tortoise. In the same time, unaweza kuwa na fun as a family. So don't forget, mark your calendar on this month, date 28, ambayo itakuwa na Friday. Tutakuwa na show babu kubwa. Show yenyewe itakuwa ni chill party and talent show audition humu ndani ya Camel Park, the Bride of Kisii.
Eastlands, yo, we had the mic. Westlands, yo, we had the mic.
Naam, ni wakati wa kusikiza sauti inayobeba maono, busara na hali halisi ya kisiasa humu nchini. Karibu katika kipindi Sauti ya Uongozi. Hapa tutakuwa tunazungumza na viongozi kujieleza katika hali halisi ya yale ambayo waliahidi kuyafanya, na bila shaka kukupa wewe mtazamaji nafasi ya kuzungumza kama mwananchi wa kawaida kwa yale ambayo waliahidi kuyafanya katika maendeleo humu nchini.
But after making the payment, they delete it. Now, what kind of accounting is that? Because you are supposed to maintain the details of whoever you paid, so that the figures can balance.
Watu ambao wanafanyiwa sio kwamba ni wale wananchi wote ambao wako pale wanafanyiwa ile funding. Ni makundi haswa. Na zile pesa kufika katika makundi ikamfikia mwananchi yule ambaye alikuwa anachangiwa akapata kiasi kidogo cha pesa. Ina maana kule kuzurula, ule msururu wa kuzunguka inakuwa ni kama ni null and void kwa mwananchi, anaiona kwamba analagaiwa.
If you graduated in 2016 and somebody graduated in 2020, the 2016 was to be given priority to get that job. But nowadays, members of parliament have taken over. They get the letters, they dish them in funerals, others they sell them to the highest bidder.
Kila wiki tutakuletea mahojiano ya kina na viongozi kutoka sekta mbalimbali na jamii kwa ujumla. Je, unajiuliza maswali ni kipi ambacho kinajiri nyuma ya pasia la uongozi? Basi hapa ndipo unapaswa kukaa mkao wa kutazama na kusikiza. Usikose Sauti ya Uongozi kila siku ya Jumamosi kuanzia saa 1 jioni hadi saa 3 jioni ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa, nami Jeff Nyakundi. Sauti ya Uongozi. Tunazungumza, tunajenga, tunabadilika.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606.
Je, wajua kwamba mapishi si kazi tu ila ni sanaa? Njoo tujifunze mapishi mapya katika runinga ya Ndizi TV Africa. Hapa ndipo tunapika, tunajifunza, tunakula, tunasherehekea na kucheka kidogo. Ungana nami kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia mida ya saa 2 usiku katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Hapa ndipo tutakuwa tunapika vyakula mbalimbali ambavyo vitakuwa vinanukia kama vile mchuzi wa nyanya, tunapika kuku kitunguu, tunapika wet fry na vyakula vingi zaidi. Njoo tujifunze pamoja na tulete ubunifu jikoni katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Ungana nami Ronelfa katika kipindi cha Pishi Bora, tulete ubunifu jikoni.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa. Unatazama Ndizi TV. Unatazama Ndizi TV.
Alright, welcome back. As it is the morning mingle, and on our discussion this morning, what we are having a talk on is also the digital detox that is taking break from your screens, and it's 9 minutes, actually 10 minutes past 9 a.m. as we are on our last segment on the digital detox that is taking breaks on the screens, on the that is the blue screens, on what you should be able to do. And earlier on we had mentioned why we need it and how can we be able to do it. Now we are getting into the why should parents and the ways that parents can be able to use to ensure that these young kids and also their young boys and girls are not involved so much into these screens, to ensure that they are kept healthier, to ensure that they are on an habit that cannot be able to distress them mostly. And remember that you can be able to talk to us via our social media platforms, that is Ndizi TV Africa. On YouTube we are live there, and also you can be able to find us on TikTok, Facebook, and also Instagram. Not forgetting that you can have a conversation with us on our WhatsApp, that is 0711 19 98 90, and also our SMS number, that is 21575. And as we were talking earlier on, as now maybe we dive into the ways that the way that parents can be able to manage the young kids or their sons and daughters, to ensure that they are not keeping their sons much time, they're not giving them much time on their screens. Karibu tena.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah. First, I think it's the role of parents to make sure that they lead by example. If children normally follow what they see, they do not follow what they hear or what they are being told. They do what you do. That's why you see normally teachers, they chant during school cleaning days and whatever, that do what I do and not what you hear. So it's very important for parents to ensure that in as much as they encourage their children to stay away from their phones for as long as they can, then the parents themselves should make sure to practice that, especially when they're with their children. When you tell your child to stay away from the phone, it's time for dinner, then you as a parent, you're not expected to be in the dinner table with your phone. At least simu yako inafaa ikwe maybe somewhere in the living room or maybe somewhere in the bedroom. Just very far away from you at that time. And another time, parents should make sure to set rules for their children, that there are some places in the house that you cannot go with your phone. There are some activities when you are doing, you cannot do when your phone is anywhere near you. So maybe time for dinner, time to eat. When you are all gathered in the dinner table, no one should be actually using their phone during that time. And also maybe during time for homework. It's very important to make sure that parents use that time, because time for homework can take even up to an hour or 40 minutes for a child. So it's very important for parents to make sure that when the children are doing their homework, they are actually using their brains and not their phones. Because if a child of an age of maybe 9 is using their Google to Google their homework, then they are not really using their brains or their minds to make sure that they can remember what they were taught in school. So it's very important for parents to make sure that when their children are doing homework, they do not have their gadgets, or they are not using their gadgets to do the thinking on their behalf. And another thing that parents can do is maybe create things, fun activities that make sure that children are not engaging their phones during those activities. They can even plan evening walks or maybe morning walks for the entire family, and make sure that when they are going for the work, children are not carrying their phones. Even the parents themselves, they are not carrying their phones, because you are just working as a family. That is a time for you to bond. That's the time for you to maybe talk with your children and maybe get to understand them more. Jeff, nowadays I can say the generation that is coming, the generation that we are and the generation that is before us, we are not all the same. Those generation before us, they used to journal on their books. Normally, your diary or your journal book, it was a book with a lock and a small key.
Yeah.
But nowadays, we use our phones, our tablets. This gadget knows everything about my life, all my secrets, all my everything. And I can tell you the next generation is worse, because they are going to, maybe they are not even going to tell their parents when they are having problems. You know, sometimes we tafuta the courage to go and tell your parent, Mom or Dad, I'm going through this and I need some help, because you were taught that way.
Yes.
But the coming generation, wale ni wale wenye the parents are in the house, the mother is washing, the dad is working on their tablet, mtoto ameacha peke yake akiwatch TV kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. So hajazoea kuongea na watu. So when even they grow up, they are not going to talk when they have problems. They'll be telling it to their phones. Yeah.
All right. Maybe as we keep moving on, maybe you can be able to engage us. Maybe if you're having something to add to this conversation, or you have a question to ask, you can be able to send it via our social media platforms, and also our number, that is SMS number 21575. Not forgetting that we have our WhatsApp number also, where you can be able to engage us, that is 0711 19 98 90. Then we can be able to be taking your questions, and also whatever you are saying. There's something sometimes you have mentioned about the coming generation, the current one, and also the
one before us. Yeah.
Because the good thing about there's something that you have mentioned. Sisi tukiwa shule, unajua uko na loka yako, umefunga na vitabu zako. Ukitaka kukumbuka kitu, it's either you go and refer to it. If you don't really remember it, maybe you get it from your notes, or your friends can help you get it, and even they can show you evidence. But nowadays, it's you and your phone, and also the Google, and also ChatGPT, and AI is there. If I want to see on how to cook something, somebody can be able to Google. I just saw a clip, a young kid trying to trying to cook, and then was trying to cook fish, and then was trying to get the best way to do it. Then whatever vile alikuwa message that it was, you have to dip it in water to wash it. Sasa yeye ameona pale ni maji moto. Sasa ameleta samaki, akaeka pale na akaeka na maji moto, akaeka kwa gas ichemke. Then the next thing, it was worse. So the AI can help you to some extent, and also it cannot. Actually, if you give it the facts that you have done, some of the you have done maybe your research, and you have found some facts about, maybe you can ask it on how maybe to reframe your work. But if you are going to depend on it 100%, then you are going to have an issue. As we keep on, maybe we had mentioned the ways you can be able to begin this detox, and then we mentioned scheduling offline activities, and of course silence notifications. Somebody is asking now, kazi yangu mimi nimefanya IT, and then everything of mine I just do it there. How can I often take breaks? Because everything that I'm supposed to do is my work I'm doing, I submit it online. Maybe I'm working on somebody's work from a different country, a different globe, and wakati nafanya kazi I have to be on my gadget every time. And what time am I going to get? Because this is my office, and it is what is feeding me. And how can I now manage to get to set a break? Maybe what can you advise this guy?
Jeff, that is somehow tough, but you know, there are people who live that way.
Yes.
There are people who really depend on their screens to pay all their bills entirely, and to even pay school fees for their kids. But you know, Jeff, this is something that you can do when you want to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about your own discipline. If you just want, if you know that you have to be working for maybe 8 hours in a day, trust me, you are not going to be working the entire time, like from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You are just on your laptop or maybe on your computer, just staring at it and working and working and working. At least you'll have to go for breaks. You have to go to the washrooms, to the restrooms. At times you have to go for lunch, you know. Sometimes you have to even talk with your colleagues, because you cannot be working even if you are a workaholic.
Yes.
You it's very healthy for you to understand the conditions that you are working in, and it is very important for you to really understand that in as much as you are working that way, then if you overdo it, the moment you start overdoing it, then you are giving yourself a slower, you are like inviting some unhealthy issues to your life. Because if you are on your computer 8 hours a day for 1 month, then maybe the next month you'll have to use about 2 weeks to get back to yourself again, because you'll start having issues with your eyes, you'll start having issues with your back, and also you'll start having issues with your head. You'll start having a lot of headaches, and you'll need to be away from your screen for some time until you are healed enough to come back to your screens. So it's very important for you to take your break. Like we said earlier, you can take a break. In every 30 minutes, you take a 1 to 2 minutes break, or in every 20 minutes that you have on your phone or in your screen, then you set another 20 minutes to stay away from your screen. So that can be the break that will work for you. And make sure just to, make it friendly. Maybe reduce the brightness of the blue screen, and you put it on eye care mode, Yeah.
All right. Maybe that's some of the things that you can be able to try. Of course, that being your office, of course, you need to, your health also matters. People need you, and then remember there are people who are depending on you as much as you are working beyond the clock to ensure that you deliver or you get something to support your family. And it's good for you to take a break, because your health also matters. As we keep on almost just wrapping it up, that is on our discussion about digital detox, and there's other things that you should have known about how to begin this detox. Of course, there are people who are asking, for example, this guy was just saying, this is my office, and how can I be able to leave it, maybe to have a break? You can just take a break, get outside the office, wherever you are working, and then have a walk of maybe 10 to 20 minutes, just admiring the nature, seeing the way, how the beautiful nature is, looking at the clouds, the flowers around, and even refreshing as you wait to get back on course, as well as do your assignments as well. And also, there is silent notifications. Of course, each and every gadget you are using, it's either it has where you can be able to mute the notifications that are coming in, that either in one way or the other, they are accelerating you to start getting back on the computer or your phone or your gadget there. And you need to switch off unnecessary notifications from your gadget, more so for those people who like watching movies, because there is another movie you had watched earlier on, maybe some 2-3 days ago or 1 week ago, then you be able to see a notification that maybe episode or a certain episode is out again of that, because it was so good. Then you can be tempted to get back on it and also start watching, and maybe it's a long movie that will be consuming your work and also let you forget of what you were doing elsewhere or what you were working before. And also it will reduce your compulsive need to check your phone whenever it vibrates. So it's good to have your gadgets on silent mode, or you turn off your notifications. Of course, we had mentioned about the schedule offline activities, and also create tech-free zones, or you create certain areas in the house, as Chemtai mentioned, either in the bedroom, dinner tables, and that will simply that simple trick can do wonders, either for you, for your kids, and also the entire family. And not forgetting that you can be able to set clear boundaries, and you can be able to decide the duration of your detox, whether it is an hour each evening or an entire weekend, and stick to it. And also your communication plans with friends, family and colleagues, so they know when you are unavailable. By the way, you realize sometimes kuna watu either working in an office maybe Monday to Friday, ikifika Friday jioni at around 6 p.m. ukimtafuta utampata ile namba yenye maybe umemzoea, hata WhatsApp utampata online, unless maybe kwa family members akona ile number that they can be able to find him or her. But now to be off office, amesima simu yake, you can't find him online or her until maybe the weekend is over, unless it's something that is very urgent that he needs that person to be on the screen. Now, as we wrap it up, I don't know whether we have some other points to add before we give our final remarks.
Yeah, I think it's very important for people to know that if you are not taking these things seriously, it can affect you mentally. It can affect you physically, and even emotionally, because it's going to impair the way you are going to judge things in your workplace. It's going to impair your productivity at your workplace, and it is also going to impair your connection with your friends, because you will no longer, if you have been chatting with your friends online for about a year, you have not had that meetup incident, then trust me, the next time you'll meet again, it's not going to be the same thing. Even in as much as you always share things together or maybe talk together, you think your bond is still so intact, then the next time you meet, you're not going to be the same again.
All right. Now, as we wrap up, maybe to let you know that it's good to take a break from what you are doing from your screens, and it's something which is good. And as I mentioned earlier, that digital detox has its own share of benefits, and also by calming your nerves, and also improving sleep, increasing productivity, and yet again helping us reconnect with the world surrounding us. And most importantly, it allows for a gap, a very precious gap, that is when we attend to our own emotional and mental states. Sometimes you need to have that time, you need to sit down and also recorrect, call yourself to a certain meeting, you and yourself, you try to do some recorrections here and there. So whenever you feel that you are overwhelmed from your devices, try stepping away for a while from them, and also whether 1 hour or a day or the whole weekend, it will just give you a reset back, and you feel more stable, focused, and grounded in the world around you, and also among the people that you are getting. Remember, somebody might send a text message or might send an email that will make you to feel nervous or make you feel so bad, and then when you're feeling so bad, maybe you are reacting, you can end up maybe crashing that device. And it is good for you whenever you realize that maybe mentally you are not stable and you are engaging in something that is trickling it to be unstable again, so you can be able to walk out.
Unatazama Ndizi TV.